Stop, switch one. Modulation down. Modulation down.
W.U.R.M, Escape from a Dying Star, which is a sort of experimental game that uses algorithmic video and sound to generate a world on the fly in which you move through as a pilot using controls on a vest and on a ship. And there's a player in the other room we refer to as Houston who's giving you command.
Okay, we're starting. Modulation down.
So you as the pilot are constantly sort of like having to listen and interpret and change the controls. And if you communicate well enough as a team, your pilot gets to the other side alive.
10% modulation. More energy. Switch.
It's really intense, actually. It's a lot of fun to be in the pilot seat. I think it's a lot more stressful to actually be in the command seat.
Further change again.
Modulation up a little further, please. Up, all the way up. Modulation up too. Oxygen down a little bit.
I sent my husband to die in space.
Oh, that was you when it came.
For me, having not played games for a while, I just like how it's completely human and it's not playing against a machine. It's completely different every time you play with someone else.
The game is made in a couple of open source platforms. First is processing for the visual system. The second is pure data for the audio system. And the third is Arduino for all of the hardware.
First remove it, maybe.
Vest. So, you can go from the vest here into the Arduino, like so.
The wearable controller is actually made out of foam board and a thermoplastic called Wonderflex. It's a material that's very much used in cosplay. It contains a lot of analog controllers. So you have like potentiometers disguised as old buttons and sliders that are like decorated with wires. So we wanted to have a spaceship that would be designed so that it could easily be folded and sent wherever it had to go.
Aside from the transducive speaker, the materials budget was essentially $100.
A really cool part of this project is how we're using a transducer in the chair to simulate the wormhole turbulence.
You didn't tell me the seat was gonna vibrate.
It's basically a kind of speaker, but without a membrane, so without a speaker cone, and it's screwed into the bottom of the chair, and all of the control effects, as well as this like blast that comes at different points in the game, depending on how well the performer is doing, will be pushed through the chair, and that like allows the player to like really physically feel the whole experience.
Hyperdrive down.
It is a shared victory, but
When I look at a lot of games today that are getting sort of smaller and smaller and more personalized, that we're meant to play on a personal device. And you know, I enjoy those as well, but I think it's important to have experiences, gaming experiences that happen together, you know, in real time as a social event as well. You know, I think back to the things that made me fall in love with video games. I remember the sleepovers, not, you know, staring at the screen. I remember sort of like sharing conversation and food with my friends, and then the game was there as something to kind of like put your energy into as well. Having a social experience can be very much a part of a video game, and that's something that we're hoping to create with W.U.R.M.
Hyperdrive up. 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 Stop. Oxygen down.